I read a lot of books as a kid about kind of Arctic, subarctic exploration and living. And one of the things that comes up fairly often is chopping through the ice on a lake to get to water. Now, in my limited experience of chopping ice to clear out culverts mainly, it's not exactly easy. Admittedly, we weren't using anything sharp at that time, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like that would make a ton of difference of using a cuttermatic as opposed to axe. And I always envision them using like a felling axe, even though I guess I'm aware that there are better tools for getting through ice. But when somebody says chopping through the ice, I assume they mean using their felling axe. And this ice is a little bit wet, and you'll notice there's only like, I don't know, 2-3 inches of snow here, which is a lot different than the 25 inches I have over at my snow measuring spot, which we've had a pretty good winter this year of snow. I think it's the best since 2018-19, and also some good cold weather, which is why I want to do this now, because I feel like I have the best chance of kind of showing how much effort it would really be. And you can see there's a little bit of water on the surface, but I'm hitting water pretty quickly, and I'm definitely not through the ice, which I guess I should have expected, because like what the reason we have so little snow here, partly it's more windblown area, windblown off here at our pond, but partly it's because as the snow falls on the ice, it weighs it down. And even though our pond is pretty small, you can see the far side over there, it's not enough to like totally prevent it from freezing, or I mean like hold it up with the additional weight of the snow on top of it. So I'm not through the ice here, but I've still got plenty of water, and yeah, there's some snow in it, which isn't the best, but like I've got a full pot of water pretty easily. And this is surprising, because I don't know, I didn't realize about this, even though when I think about it, it makes sense of this really soft slushy ice, or just like very easy to break up ice, as opposed to like there's a distinct difference between the ice that I'm hitting now. What is this, like 10 inches underwater, as opposed to this top layer, which is the snow that I guess somehow freezes differently. There's a kind of distinct in the nature of the type of ice chips I'm getting up. So at least late in the winter, once the ice has been formed, it's relatively easy to chop enough to get water. I think I'd like to try this again early on in the season, where the ice will be thinner, but I think will be more of this harder ice as opposed to the top layer of, I guess, like just kind of softer, easier to break up ice. Mid-December, and we've had a notably cold, really well, November and particularly December. And so I was thinking this might be a good time, but walking out here, realizing that there's water on top of the ice again, and well, I'm going through, what is this, 2, maybe 3 inches of something that even remotely resembles snow compared to the 11.5 I measured this morning. So at this, you could get water off of it, but I want to see, is even just like a little bit of snow turns to ice and then you can have water pooling, or is this just going to be as unexciting as this spring? Okay, I think I gotten all the way through, and there's a big rush of water that came up, which kind of shows me that for some reason, like this ice might have been, there'd be higher pressure on there. This area out in the middle of the pond was noticeably a little less water on top than on the edges, so maybe it was being lifted up a little bit more than the edges. There's even a tiny bit of open water on the edge, and well, I can easily fill my container there, and it wouldn't be, I'm all the way through, it wouldn't be that much harder to open this up enough to get that container all the way through, or if, for example, you're ice fishing, because the ice overall is not that thick here. I mean, it's, oh, hopefully I can get my axe back out of there. It's plenty thick enough to feel safe. It's probably like same thickness as my axe, 5 inches, but it's not too terribly hard to get through, which I guess surprises me. It really does. It's something that I just expected ice to be a lot harder to get through, and I think that may be because of my previous experience with dealing with like chopping ice, which is chopping ice out of a culvert, where just the way that probably formed with lots of little layers, it all formed in a very solid way, whereas this ice on a lake maybe just isn't quite as solid as like flowing water freezing as it goes over something. This ice just feels very soft to chop into, which is not what I was expecting.